Hello guys, today I'll be reviewing the iconic album Master of Puppets by Metallica. Now, I have the 3-disc version, which is this one, and I have the regular CD. Not the original, I have the blackened version. The original is, of course, Elektra, if I remember correctly. And yeah, those are my copies. But yeah, of course, this is a classic album for the band, a defining album for them too. And this was, of course, the last album with Cliff Burton, who tragically died in 1986, and I believe September, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about the month, but it was the year 1986 in a bus accident. Rest in peace, of course. Definitely an iconic and excellent bass player. But yeah, Master of Puppets, definitely one of their best. It's not my number one favorite. Ride the Lightning is my favorite, but Master of Puppets, without a doubt, is still one of my favorites, of course. And it's, of course, a favorite for many people. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the album. The album starts off with the song Battery, which was the first song that I ever heard from the album. And first time I heard it was maybe through like Rock Band or Guitar Hero. I think Rock Band though. And of course, it starts off with the melodic acoustics at the start of the song before the guitar starts getting a little bit heavier, eventually leading into some thrashiness. And this song is probably one of my favorite Metallica songs. Lyrically, it's about aggressive violence, and I think the music suits the lyrical themes fairly well in this song. And this song all around is just excellent and a great way to start off the album. But next we have the song Master of Puppets, a more structurally more complex song on the album. Of course, a longer song too. It is over 8 minutes, and it's often considered one of their best songs, and understandably so. I mean, sure, maybe it's a song that we've heard multiple times. I mean, maybe not as much as like Enter Sandman or like Nothing Else Matters, but it is one of their more popular songs, maybe the most popular song on the album, but it's still all around a great song due to its interesting complexity. And I also really like the melodic part towards the middle part of the song. Great solo work from Kirk, and everyone in this song in general just really shines, and you get some pretty catchy rhythm work throughout the song, such as in the verses and in the chorus, and all around still a great song. But then we get to the underrated, the thing that should not be, and I absolutely love this song. If it's not one of my favorites, then it's maybe an honorable mention. I think it's kind of underrated on the album. And this song and Keep It in the Family from Anthrax kind of sounds similar to me, a little, not super similar, but I kind of hear some similarities between those two songs. Someone might be able to hear that, maybe, but I thought that would be something I'd like to point out. But yeah, with this song, a bit more slower tempo, and the riffs definitely have some nice weight to them, especially. And I don't know what it is about this song. I mean, it's 6.5 minutes long, but I don't know. I've always really dug this song, and it's a song that I don't think gets as much recognition as it deserves, but still a great song overall for what it is. But then we get to the ballad Welcome Home Sanitarium, and apparently this song is based off of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the novel. I did not know that until recently, and I have seen the movie, of course, with Jack Nicholson, great movie, but yeah, I did not know that, so I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, the song, of course, is fairly melodic and kind of has a haunting atmosphere to it, definitely a serious tone to it in general, of course with the lyrics too. And of course many bands have covered this song, including Bull for My Valentine and Limp Bizkit, and I don't care what anyone says, I like both covers, but of course the original is, of course, reigns as the best. But yeah, all around another great song and another highlight on the album for me. But then we get to Disposable Heroes, another more heavy / thrashy song on the album, and this is another favorite of mine on the album. Maybe one of my favorite Metallica songs, to be honest. Another more lengthy song. It's a little over 8 minutes long, and you definitely don't feel it. I think the song does enough to keep you interested throughout the whole song. It's a long song that keeps you engaged and doesn't make you feel like, just keeps you looking at the time, like, all right, when is this song going to be over? No, this song, it's definitely another highlight for me on the album, and you can say that for many of the songs on the album, to be honest. It's hard to narrow down like a top 3 or maybe top 2 favorite songs on the album, because there are a lot of great songs on here, a lot of strong songs, and some of their best work is on this album. But Disposable Heroes, I love the thrashing nature of this song and just the overall heaviness and weight of the riffs and guitar work in general in this song, which is, of course, one of the reasons why it's one of my favorites on the album. This song all around is just excellent, and it's probably one of my favorite Metallica songs again. But then we get to Leper Messiah, another song kind of like with The Thing That Should Not Be, that's kind of underrated. Not as thrashy as some of the other songs, but still pretty heavy, especially some of the riffs. Not one of my personal favorites on the album, but I do like it though. But then we get to the instrumental Orion, and this song really displays how skillful and how talented Cliff Burton is as a bass player. And it's, of course, a more lengthy song, a more lengthy instrumental. And it's definitely one of their best instrumentals. You have your more heavier moments, but you also have your more atmospheric / haunting moments musically in this song. And for those who are really into instrumentals, this one is definitely a treat, because, I mean, there isn't a single moment that feels wasted or just kind of just filling in time. I mean, this instrumental all around is excellent. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not sure what my favorite Metallica instrumental is, but this one is, of course, a contender, though. But I also really like Anesthesia Pulling Teeth. I mean, of course, many people would probably put Orion over that song, but I don't know. I've always really loved Anesthesia for some reason, but Orion, definitely a great instrumental, definitely an iconic instrumental in metal in general. But then we get to, finally, the album closer, Damage Inc. And this is another song that lyrically deals with violence or senseless violence. You get this long, haunting, kind of theatrical buildup, eventually leading into these heavy riffs, eventually leading to the tempo getting picked up a bit, and the tempo getting a little bit faster. And there's a song from Years of Decay by Overkill, the song Evil Never Dies. I think the structure of that song kind of feels similar to Damage Inc. a little bit, with the slow build-up eventually leading to some heavy riffs. I've always found that kind of interesting. I've only seen like maybe 1 or 2 people point that out, but that's something I did want to kind of point out a little bit. But Damage Inc., definitely a strong album closer. I've always really liked this song too. Honestly, you really can't go wrong with any of the songs on this album. It's definitely a classic in the metal genre, and it's an album, again, that still holds up today, and it is definitely a classic for a reason. But anyways, excuse me, if I had to rate this album, I'd probably have to give it maybe a 9 or a 9.5. Again, I do like Ride the Lightning a little bit more, just by a hair, but Master of Puppets, there's no denying the overall greatness of this album and its impact on metal. You could say that it is a landmark album in the genre too, and for good reason too. But yeah, for now, I'll go with maybe a 9 or a 9.5. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on the album. Do you love it? Do you hate it? How does it compare to their other albums for you personally, and all the good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and a like, subscribe. Have a nice day, and take care.